Yeah. 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 Go out the window. This is what happens when you recycle soil. 3 peppers and 1 tomato where there's only supposed to be a tomato.
But is that recycled soil?
Yeah.
The seeds from last year? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't like to mix up the tacos. I shouldn't see any point.
So these are the ones that you can pick leaves off as they grow, supposedly.
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna do these in lettuce,
Okay.
and those 2 rows in iceberg, and those 2 rows in romaine.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 or 3 or 4 apparently seeds because I can't micromanage that little. Nope, that one got 5.
Not what?
That one got 5.
Oh, because it's so hard to pick up?
Yeah.
Do we separate them out for you?
No, that's good. We got nothing that came up last time, so.
Yeah, that was old seed though too, so I'm hoping this seed is really fresh. I don't see any stamp of when it was,
Harvested.
yeah, packaged. Any more?
No, I got too many.
Oh,
I'm done.
okay. So what are we gonna plant in the next 2 rows?
Next 2 rows are going to be romaine and iceberg.
Okay. So we've got a collection of little pots and some broken mugs and stuff that we're gonna put herbs, maybe a flower or 2 in there. Josh is planting romaine right now. Yeah. We've been storing seed trays up here as well as these white seed trays. There's a planter box up there. This big thing is our snow remover. The snow melts off really quick usually off the roof, but sometimes it's really heavy and wet and takes a little longer to come off, so that has a piece of wood at the end that he just sticks at the top and scrapes down, and it pulls it off really nicely. And then of course we have the swing, and then this is our hammock. It's pulled away right now because it goes here and it would be in the way of doing seeds, but it is really nice just to lay here in the warm sun. And this is our little greenhouse inside the greenhouse. It has seen better days, but we got it at a yard sale for a couple of bucks and it has served us well. So it's having a new life in here where the wind can't get to it as much. So in here we have some fun stuff going on. We've got a bunch of Rapunzel tomatoes growing. We've got to split those because most of them popped up 2 and some of them 3 in one little cup. But we're continuing to let them grow. Those are like a climbing kind of cherry tomato, we think, from what we've seen online. I got the seeds in a snail mail seed swap a couple years ago, and they've never germinated, so this is pretty exciting. And then the back 2 rows are all spinach, and they have their actual first leaves now of spinach. You get those initial first leaves that aren't the real plant, and I don't remember what those are called, but now we're actually seeing real little spinach leaves. And then this shelf is all jalapeno peppers except for this one little sweet banana pepper. So only one of them germinated. The seed was pretty old as well. We went through our seed and decided to use up old seed or pass it on just to friends. So I'm really surprised that a lot of the old seeds have actually germinated, and Josh went ahead and did some more sweet banana peppers today. So hopefully he'll have enough to pickle some. And our goal with all of these jalapeno peppers, we grew them last year but only had 3 or 4 plants and they did really well, but our goal this year is to have a bunch of jalapenos so we can turn them into jalapeno poppers for our snacks and appetizers, that kind of thing, and we can pop them in the freezer as well. So that is what's going on in there. And just a note, our greenhouse is still getting down really chilly at night, and chilly is a nice word for freezing. So we are still bringing these trays in the evening. We are thinking we're gonna start leaving the spinach out now, but we gotta harden it off a little bit. So we're basically leaving them out here longer and longer each day. Some days they don't get brought out at all because that's real life, but that's the goal. So anyway, in here it just makes it even a few degrees warmer in this little tent. How is your planting going?
All done.
All done. Okay. So we just did what was that first lettuce called? I couldn't see a name on it. It's just lettuce.
It's like it's Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids lettuce. So the goal of this one is that you can pick the leaves off as you go. And then iceberg, which you don't really pick the leaves off, you let the whole head grow. And then romaine as well, which when we've grown romaine in the past, we haven't had a ton of success. But when we've grown it, I've just picked the leaves off. We didn't grow it from seed. It was our first year here, and I grew it from a seedling from the greenhouse, from the store. And I would basically just pick the leaves off as they grew instead of letting the whole head grow. So this year I think we're going to behave and not pick the leaves early. And then Josh did a couple of rows of bell peppers as well. We got some new seed because our other seed that we planted a couple weeks ago did not germinate even one plant
Of
bell peppers.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no bell peppers or lettuce came up. So we got some new seed and hopefully that'll come up. And then this says jalapeno peppers, but it's actually sweet banana peppers. So what are you doing now?
Getting some more soil so that we can transplant those seeds over there.
Okay, so over here, we usually always direct sow our green beans straight into the ground, but you get that itch end of winter and you just want to grow stuff. And so anyway, I have successfully grown green beans in my house starting like the seed in like end of January. And my little green bean plant, I think I had 3 or 4, one survived and actually produced green beans. So we had fresh green beans like end of March or early April, I think it was. It still didn't do great. It didn't give much of a crop, but it did something and it was fun just to watch something grow. So I've got some green beans going early. We will still plant tons of green beans, just direct sow, much closer to our frost date. But there's a couple of them here. They're so fun because they're just so sturdy and so many other seedlings are so leggy at this time. So it's fun to see something big growing. And then this is our little basil crop. So we've been learning a little bit about spices and how good they are for you. And we grew basil last year and our goal is to grow a healthy little crop of it this year and put some up for having some dried spices, but also to eat some fresh and start incorporating that more into our diet. So there's lots of little basil here. It's funny how some will have multiple germinations in one little block and like these, nothing. So we got a little mold over there. So we're gonna move these into some bigger pots and that's what they're gonna stay in and grow for quite some time, probably till we transplant them out to the ground. And then these guys, we're gonna move them, especially this guy, to a yogurt container just so they have something bigger to live in and grow in, and we'll see if they produce anything. We have a little friend hanging out with us. Say hi, Gatsby. Is this your water table? Yeah. Yeah. Is that comfy over there? How warm would you say the greenhouse is right now?
I'm not sure. My body kind of wants to sweat, so.
Yeah.
I'd say probably 15 degrees.
I find it interesting that Cassie went straight for a shady spot.
Yeah.
Was it too warm in here? Hmm? Yeah.
So we were gonna take down this old turkey coop. We have not used it since we've been here. We have better use for it, the lumber. And so we're going to start by taking off all the wire mesh and then take the roof off and disassemble all the lumber and reuse it.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to fall down, but it's actually really sturdy.
Really sturdy.
I know, but like pulling the thing apart is ridiculous.
Yep.
Alright, let's get out of here.
got the structure down now. Now we got a pile of rotten-ish wood over there that we're gonna burn when we get the first chance we get. Might be able to reuse the tarps that were on the roof for the barn's got a leak, so we might reuse them there. We'll see. And then all the wood that we saved, we still gotta pull a bunch of nails out, so I'll bring some sawhorses over for that when we get to that. We'll just have a nail bowling party pretty much for the 100 nails that's in there. Yeah. Don't really have any specific plans for the space, but it'll look a lot nicer now that
just
whole structure is gone.
tidied up. What is about that other barrel? Because one's in the greenhouse now for a rain barrel. Is that one for the chicken coop?
Well, I thought about that. I've also thought about putting it by the house.
For the garden?
For the garden.
Oh.
So if it was by the chicken coop, it'd probably be just to water the chickens, so I don't have to do that all this summer. And then by the house, it would be for gardens.
Okay.
So those are the two options.
You wouldn't have to water the chickens if that's over there. You wouldn't have to carry water. Or what do you mean?
I would rig it up so it's like an automatic waterer.
Oh, fancy? Okay.
So basically, I would have a piece of, most likely a piece of eaves trough, and then there's a little valve that goes on one end that's attached to a hose to the barrel. And when the water drops below a certain point, that valve just opens because it's
Ah.
grabby. Or no, it's a float valve, so when it floats down, it opens. When it comes up, it closes.
That makes sense.
It's the same type of valve I want to use for if we do hydroponics in the greenhouse.
Okay. Getting fancy.
We'll see.
Okay. Good work. Good teamwork.